Okay, video one for the Photoshop project. This is the list of the project steps. So in your Schoology folder, you're going to want to open this up. You kind of want to keep referring back to this, so somehow have this open on your screen. I will try to remember to keep coming back to this. But this is in Schoology. We're just going to get into it. You should have already watched the Understanding Photoshop so you understand all the different parts of it. That was the video from last week. So if you haven't done that, make sure you watch that one. Okay, so we're going to start off by finding an image that we want to use. So you're going to go to a website called unsplash.com. So Unsplash is a website that you can get free high-resolution photographs that you can use for any project. The artist has already given consent for you to use them. Please don't do a Google search and look for something. A, the quality will be junk, and B, you do not have permission necessarily to use those photos. So please use this website. There's another website called Pexels. It's PEXELS.com. That's another one that's free high-res photos that you can use for different things. So I'm going to look up an interior. So you're going to just, I'm thinking interior because we haven't done a lot of that. What you will know, you just want to start looking for something that's visually interesting to you, like you're intrigued by it. You won't keep the photograph at the end. You'll use parts of it for your project. The other thing to note is that you will be adding additional things to this photograph or to your artwork. So you might end up doing something that's a little more surreal, um, which means you've got different kinds of objects sort of added in. It doesn't totally make sense. It's like an altered reality almost. All right, so let's keep scrolling through here. I'm getting sidetracked, sorry. You want to find something that you're sort of intrigued by, that you think is interesting. Um, Stairs look cool. That's probably going to be really hard, but I'm going to try it, I guess. Okay. So I'm going to go to download free. All right, so it downloaded it. The photograph was taken by Jason Briscoe, so he has given us permission to use this photo. So now I'm going to go back to my project sheet. So I've searched for some kind of environment. I downloaded my image. I opened it now. I need to open it now with Photoshop. So I'm just going to minimize this. You're going to go to Creative Cloud, go to Open for Photoshop. All right. Now up here, you're going to File, Open. Go to your downloads. And it was someone who I'm not remembering. Jason. Sorry. All right, Jason Briscoe. Looks like I borrowed a few of his images before. Okay, so here's my image. Make this bigger. Oh, I'm not going to do that. It's weird. I don't know why it's opening twice like that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to unlock this image, maybe. Oh, it's because I have another thing open. All right, let's see. Oops. Okay. So in my layers over here, this is locked, so I want to unlock the background. I'm going to create a second layer. So to do that, you can do it two ways. You can go up to Layer and do New Layer. My computer's goofy today. Say Layer 1, say 0. So see how this layer is on top of this one? So what we're going to do is we're going to work on Layer 1. To help me remember that, I'm going to take Layer 0 and I'm going to take the opacity down just a little bit. Not like a ton. Like you should see how it's like kind of checkerboard. That means it's slightly transparent. So I'm going to work on Layer 1 and I'm going to show you why. So we're going to get the paintbrush tool, which is in our toolbar on the side. You need to kind of pick a size brush that will work for you. If you like, let's see, 39, that's pretty tiny. Make it a little bigger. I'll try 72 to start. You can kind of change the size of this as you want. One thing for sure, you need to have the hardness of the brush at 100%. You want a really crisp line so that you don't have any issues. So the thing with your tablet is you can zoom in and out, and that might help you in certain areas. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a line drawing of this photograph. You're going to want to use your stylus, and you're also going to probably want to flip your computer into tablet mode. I can't do that and take this video, so you're going to have to, you're just going to have to kind of deal with, sorry, that one keeps popping up, with what I've got here. All right, so what we're trying to do is create a bunch of closed spaces because we're going to go back and we're going to add color and we're going to add other objects into this. So I want to just trace or draw the items that I want to keep. Okay, so obviously I want this to look like a staircase, so I'm going to have to work on that. So if that brush is too big, like when you're starting to draw, make it smaller so that it works for you. All right, so I don't know if you noticed, but I went outside the frame over here. I went out and then back around because I'm trying to make sure that these are closed spaces. Okay, so if you want to do a straight line, let's see if I can do it because sometimes I mess it up. Hold the shift key down. Oh, shoot, see? It's because it's the touch screen. It's like so. All right, so shift, click, and then click a second time. So shift, click, click a second time. Holding the shift key down, click once, click again. So you can get straight lines that way. So if you don't like the way the kind of hand-drawn looks, you can do shift, hold the shift down, click once, whoops, and that sometimes happens. Hold the shift down, click, click, shift, click, oops. You have to be careful not to do what I'm doing, which is the crazy shifting. That sounds funny. Okay, so I'm obviously going to keep going. I'm working completely on layer 1. So if I was on layer 0, I would know I was on layer 0 when I'm drawing. Do you see how the line is different? Do you see how the line is like kind of grayed out? That means I'm on layer 0 and I don't want to be drawing on layer 0. Ultimately, what's going to be happening is I'm going to take away layer 0 completely by clicking on the little eyeball. You can always go back and check there to make sure that you've gotten everything you want, but we're only going to keep your line drawing. Okay, a couple of things up here in your history. You can step back, so I can step back here and see if you want to if you need to undo something, you can undo something that way. Okay, you also can do edit, undo, and there's a redo. There's also an eraser tool here, so if you want to erase something, you can erase. Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. See how I was on layer 0? I want to be on layer 1. Now you can see I just put a hole. Actually, I put a hole right through layer 0 there. So the checkerboard means it's transparent. That's underneath. That's because I erased from the wrong layer. Undo that if I want. Okay. All right, so the zoom is easy because you have a touch screen, so you can use your fingers, but there is a zoom tool right here. So plus and minus, you can zoom in and out. It's all in your toolbar here. So basically what you want to do is keep going until you have the whole line drawing done. And once the line drawing is done, you're going to want to move on to the next step. A couple of things before we go. Number one, you need to save your work constantly. So file, save as. This is not a web-based program, so you need to save your work. So I don't want to save it in downloads. You know, I'm going to save mine in my 8th grade. If you have like an art folder, that would be a good spot to save. So I'm going to save this as May 2020 line. Okay. And say okay. So every once in a while, please save. You don't want to lose your work. All right. So paintbrush tool is up here again. Remember to change the size. Remember to change the hardness of the brush. Remember to be working on layer 1. Don't work on layer 0. Layer 1 should be at 100% opacity. Layer 0 should just be slightly lower so you can kind of see the difference between the two. Make sure you're using your zoom to zoom in and out. If you want, you can use the shift key to hold down to make a straight line. Okay, so we're going to keep going and then save it when you're done. All right, and then I'll show you here. So if we go back here. So I've basically done this. I'm working with my paintbrush tool. You switch to tablet mode. You're going to trace around the different shapes. Make sure you create closed spaces, okay, and then save. You can simplify if you want to like eliminate some things, that's fine. And then the next video that I do, I'll show you how to start adding color to it, which is pretty cool, okay. All right, so good luck, and I can't wait to see what you